To turn this machine off, simply type the off command, OFF, hit enter, and it shuts off. But it's still on. It basically turns the screen off, but it retains anything stored in memory. So if I turn it back on again just by hitting the enter key, or any key for that matter, it'll come up to exactly where it was before. Another way to turn it off is to hit function O, and that also turns it off. Pretty cool. So let's go ahead and put in the Atari Portfolio file management system. This comes with every new Atari Portfolio, and it's more of a tutorial on how to use the unit, and it also includes a built-in file manager, which is quite handy. So let's open it up again. But to control, it responds to a Control-Alt-Delete command to reset, and boots instantly to whatever's on the memory card. So, and here's the tutorial. We're going to skip that, so we'll just hit the escape key. And escape key, do I want to run? No. Here we go. Brings me right to the file manager. This shows you what is currently on drive C, which is the internal flash card, 32K flash card. And it shows you the built-in applications, which are in a ROM chip somewhere in the machine. So let's go ahead and launch the address book. Now, how about the calculator? So to launch the calculator, I have to scroll over using the arrow keys to calculator and hit enter. There it is. So we're going to turn caps lock on. This is real cool. To turn on the caps lock, hold down the lock key, or not. Shit. Oh, numlock is already on, I think. I'll show you that. So let's do 785 plus 9. There it is. Pretty cool. And the answer is, where's the equals key? Oh, 798. So it already gave me the answer. There it is. Okay. Let's go ahead and launch the diary, but I don't want to go back to the file manager, so I'm going to do the Atari key, which is a special function key, and open up the diary. And that should bring up a... Alright, I have to exit first. There it is. Here's the diary. It shows you a month view and the star by the events that you add in there. So on the 6th, I actually put something in there. Let's take a look at it. Imaging the CAD lab. Okay, that's something I had done at work, and I made a file. I just did that by accident. So now that's stored on the local drive C storage, but what if I want to access or store files onto the memory card? We're going to slide out our tutorial program. So we're going to exit this tutorial, the file manager. We're going to go to DOS. Drive C, as we mentioned before, is internal. Drive A, there it is. And here are two files that I created earlier today. So what if I want to view them? Well, I made those in the editor, and they're just text files. So I go into Atari Key Editor. This does not have to be in there because those programs are built right into the machine. So I'm going to open the file by doing function F1. That brings down this pull down menu. I'm going to select files, and we're going to load. And so what we want to load is in drive A, so let's just do an A colon. Will that bring up a list? Okay, so now we're trying to load a file from the A drive, which is our 64K flash card. So we're going to do A colon backslash. Where's the damn backslash? Okay, let's do... What is on there? There it is. So if I do a backslash, it shows me what's actually there. I have two files, unnamed and CAD notes. I'm going to open up the CAD notes one. There it is. Okay, so there's my file that I created earlier today. Really easy to do. You know, of course, back in those days, this was pretty cool. High tech, you know. All right. Now, here's another cool feature. I'm going to show you a few other things too, so bear in mind. Bear with me. Let's say I'm all done. I want to dial a phone number from my address book. So I do the Atari key, open up the address book, Atari A is, and it shows me this. But I do know there's files in here. So I haven't really figured out quite how to use the address book just yet, because it's a little confusing. Function F1, cards. I think it's in cards. Insert, erase, select. Let's do a select. All. Apparently, I must have put those on the other memory card. I know I have files in here. But anyway, I'll have to figure that out. But there is a phone number dialer. Apparently back in the 1980s, automatic phone dialers were all the rage. And they basically, well, I'll show you what they do. Here we go. Let's dial 1-800-999-1234. Okay, I want to dial that number, so I'm going to do function F1, select dial, and it shows up right there in this box. If I hit enter, what it does is it puts out touch tones that when held up to a phone receiver, the phone should automatically pick up these tones, and it would be just like you were dialing it on the keypad. I haven't figured out how to get this to work properly. I'm really not sure how to use it, but apparently that does work. So we're going to get out of here and we're not going to save. So what if I want to open up that file that I made? Now this is where it gets interesting. We're going to go ahead and turn the unit off by using the function off, function O. Turn it off. We'll take out our memory card. And you saw this box here, which is the PC card drive, which is cleverly called the card drive. Now, modern day PDAs have docking stations. They simply plug into a to a serial or to a USB port. You install a quick small driver in your home for maybe an application to view the files. Like for Palm, you use a Palm desktop program. But in those days, things were a little different. This PC card drive kit, and I do emphasize kit, includes the card drive itself. It includes an interface card, which is proprietary, and it includes a driver, and that's about it. So, to use this, you must plug it into your computer by installing the interface. Most devices don't require that much work anymore, but let's take a look. Now, as I mentioned, the unit was made in 1989, and a lot of these were still clunking around. So they designed their equipment to work with almost the oldest computer possible, and in this case, it's a 1982 IBM 5150. So let's see what's on this memory card by inserting it into our card drive. Now, I don't believe that prior to me installing this last night, I don't believe it was ever used before. It showed no signs of ever being installed in a PC prior to my opening the box. The box wasn't sealed, by the way. So. Now, what we're going to do is, if you look in Windows 2.1, you have drive A, C, and D. What this does is it installs a driver now, driver installation is almost 100% manual. You have to move the driver file to the DOS directory and add it to your config sys file. That's manual. Anyway, so we're going to change the drive. Actually, change directory. And we're going to go to D/. And there are my two files. So let's open up the CAD Notes text file. It'll open up in